Hey, come on over. So I am back from Hawaii. Really had a great trip. Obviously, Sam Dog didn't come with us. He was super excited to see us when we got home yesterday, and it was good to see him too. I really missed him. I'm not sure why he has his back to me right now, maybe because of the way I'm petting his chest. He kind of likes that, but at any rate, maybe he'll say hello to you in a second. I don't know. What do you think, Sam? Hmm? At any rate, I hope that you are all doing well. I want to thank everybody for all of the well wishes on my trip to Hawaii, all of the great comments. I am working on a video where I'm going to share all of the stuff that I did while on vacation. I'll kind of give you the blow by blow. So I don't want to get too much into it. I'll talk a little bit about my trip here, but be assured that there is going to be another video coming. Yeah, there's going to be another video coming where I'm going to share all of the details. I have footage while I was on my trip. I got a GoPro, so I was able to actually take you on the different things that we did, the different excursions. We did a helicopter ride, and so I have some great footage from that. And then we went out on a sunset tour on a catamaran. We also did a snorkeling tour on a catamaran. Those were both along the Nepali coast. So because we stayed at the, well, for most of the week, we were on Kauai. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Kauai, which was beautiful. And we did have a lot of rain at the beginning of the week. It wasn't the best weather the entire week, but we made the best of it. One of the people that we were speaking with, who is a local, we actually took surf lessons one day, and so our surf instructor was telling us that, at least I think he's the one. We talked to so many different people that Poipu. So we stayed at Poipu Beach. And Poipu supposedly means big blue hole in the sky. And what they were explaining was that Poipu Beach is on the south side of the island, and it apparently is a weather anomaly most of the time, even if it's raining on other parts of the island. The South Shore tends to be sunny, and I guess Poipu means big blue hole in the sky because it could be, not such great weather on other parts of the island, but if you're at Poipu Beach, it's usually really nice weather. So we did have one day that was, it was pouring, and I mean pouring. And so we had been out and about it was at the beginning of the week, I think it was Monday, and we had been wandering around a little bit in the morning. We'd gotten some breakfast, and then it was like an inundation. I think that's the word I'm looking for, right? But so you know what? We went back and stayed in the room for a little while. We had some wine, just some time together, watched a couple of movies, that sort of thing. But the rest of the week we were pretty active. So I'm looking forward to sharing all of that with you, and just generally about the trip. So it'll be my first time doing a vacation review type of video. So hopefully the footage that I gathered will be of interest. I'll do my best with it, with the editing and making sure that or hoping I will do my best to make it like interesting and something you actually would like to watch. But I'll give you a lot more of the details on that when that comes out. I don't have a timeline just yet. I will get through it as quickly as possible. My thought and anticipation is that it will be before the end of the month, but I don't want to make any promises because sometimes it takes me a little longer to edit than I anticipate. And I also tend to have a bit of a vision for things sometimes. And I sometimes have to remind myself that sometimes done is good enough, right? Rather than trying to meet my own expectations for myself, which can be a little bit high. I'm like my own worst enemy. I don't know if you can relate to that, but I am more critical of myself than anyone else could ever be. So I tend to be a little bit hard on myself and hold myself to a little bit of a high level, but um, it is what it is, right? And that is something I am going to work on. I also want to thank everybody who commented on my last vlog. I think it was my vlog where I said I was going to be striking so, the word so, from my vocabulary. I think I'm probably better with it when I'm talking to you like this, or when I do my, what are those things? My voiceovers during my DIY videos. Maybe I'm not. I have to go back and listen to them. But I appreciate y'all saying that you hadn't really noticed it. I probably like called myself out on it now, so you're all gonna start noticing it more. But I'm almost done with the video, with editing the video that I was talking about, because in this particular video, it is much like the Cricut tutorial that I just recently did on Crafted by Corie. I had to post that there because it was a sponsored video for Cricut. But it was the first time I did, I don't know, I'm going to call it a live demonstration. It wasn't really live, but it was live, recorded live. How's that? So there wasn't a lot of editing that I did with it, as far as it wasn't a voiceover, right? So I didn't just do the project and then do a voiceover for it. I was trying to create this DIY and talk about the machine, and it was more of a lesson, I would say. And I'm not as comfortable in front of the camera doing a lesson format because I just haven't done it a lot as of yet. Therefore, I think I was using the word so as a filler. Yeah. I guess I do say here and there, a lot too. I think it's just a natural thing to use as a filler. It gets uncomfortable when there are perceived gaps by the person who's speaking. So if you've ever done any kind of public speaking, I haven't done it in a long time, but there are certain words and things that people tend to do to fill in the perceived gaps. And tends to be one of them. Okay is another one that I have historically said a lot. Okay, okay, okay. It's kind of like a filler. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's there to just make that speaker feel a little bit more comfortable. Whereas that gap when you're speaking, and I'm going to try very hard to remember to leave the gap, because for the speaker, it feels like a lifetime, an eternity, that gap of silence is there. Meanwhile, for the people watching, it feels like a natural pause most of the time. So, it's not a big deal to let the phrases breathe, so to speak, I would say. I'm learning. I catch myself when I watch things back. I'll catch things when I'm editing. We've got Kitty Cat who's coming over to say hello now too. Hi, Jazzy. She's not on camera just yet, but she is here. Hi, you want to say hello? She doesn't normally like it when I pick her up, so we'll see what she does here. And now Sammy's going to come over because this is the jealous one, right? Yeah, say hi. They get along for the most part, every once in a while. So Jazzy was here first, And she wasn't real thrilled with Sam Dog when he came on the scene. We had a golden retriever before Sammy, and she and the golden retriever Max, they were best friends. He was probably about a year old when we got Jazzy, and so she was a kitten when we got her. They used to snuggle up together and go to sleep together, and they were just really super cute. We, unfortunately, when Max was about 11 years old, he had cancer, and it got to the point where we had to let him go, and that was heartbreaking, absolutely heart-wrenching. Um, I was there with him, as were, my kids and my ex-husband was there when we had to put him down, and it was so sad. But I had been working from home for a very long time, and it was this lack of his presence also. At this point, I mean, I was divorced, I was single mom, and just not having that presence, it was hard. I really missed him, and I didn't think that I would get another dog very soon. But we ended up finding Sammy. So it's interesting, and I'm trying to think of how long it was, because I don't think it was even 6 months. It couldn't have been. When it was actually just a couple of months, I think. We lost Max in October, and I came across Sam Dog. Actually, my daughter and my stepdaughter came across Sammy in December of that year. And Sammy was born 11 days after Max had passed. So sometimes, it's going to sound weird, but sometimes I think Max sent Sammy to me because he knew that I needed him. Yeah. So, not to get all sad and whatnot, but Sammy was a little blessing in my life, because he filled that space. So I was here by myself an awful lot, between working from home and being a single parent, and so Sammy's my pal. You guys, if you saw my recent Decorate With Me, he tends to follow me everywhere, which is good, but it's also hard when I have to leave the house, because there's a little bit of separation anxiety there sometimes, I think. But he does very well. He's a good boy. He doesn't, chew things up or anything like that. Yeah, Mama talking about you. He's really pretty good. The biggest thing with Sam is he loves to play fetch. Loves it. He will chase a ball all day long, and to the point where he can be a little bit of a nuisance because he's constantly bringing over the tennis ball and being like, "Play with me." I'm actually surprised that he's not reacting when I say that right now. He must realize that I'm doing something for my video right now, because normally if I say that word, actually I don't normally say it unless I want him to go and find one, because he knows the word and he knows what it means. And if I say BALL, usually he's like on high alert, and he's like, "Let's go." So, but he's being such a sweetheart right now. So he's got his little blanket next to me on the couch, and he snuggles up. This is where I tend to sit and edit my videos so that he can snuggle with me. And half the time he's like half on my lap, which makes it a little bit challenging. But we figure it out. And he's my little pal. He is. He just turned 5 in October. So October 17th was his birthday. And he's a sweetheart. I absolutely love him. And he loves Rich so much. I think actually he might even think of himself as Rich's dog now. But Rich will play with him a lot, especially in the wintertime, because I'm not a cold weather person. And so I can deal with it for a few minutes to throw the ball out of. We'll sit on the back porch, and we have this thing called a chuck-it. If you haven't seen it before and your dog likes to play with balls, highly recommend it. It's awesome because it's like a ball launcher. And so I was like throwing out my arm trying to get the ball out there for him. And I can't throw it all that far anymore. I played softball when I was in high school, but yeah, the arm isn't what it used to be. But this chuck it thing, and you don't have to touch the ball after it's been in the dog's mouth, which is really nice. So you can pick it up with this thing, and it launches the ball. It sends it so far, probably 5 times further than I can throw it when just throwing it by myself. So he gets such a kick out of it. We'll stand at the top of the back porch steps and we'll launch it off of there, and it goes all the way out in the yard. We are actually on a little over an acre, so we've got a nice yard for him to run around in, which is great. And he will just go and go and go. But like I said, in the wintertime, when it's cold out, yeah. Rich is from Wisconsin originally, so he doesn't mind the cold at all. And so he'll stay out there for half an hour for him, throwing that. And so Sam gets very excited every single time he sees Rich come home from work, and he immediately goes for the ball. But so, of course, yesterday when we got home, I'm filming this on Monday. I actually did take a couple of extra days off from my day job because I knew I was going to want to try and get caught up on my videos and do a vlog for you guys. And I've got a crafting video that's going to be coming out on Friday that I haven't started yet. And I didn't want to feel rushed getting back into everything after a nice break, being on vacation. So I am recording this on Monday. We got back home yesterday morning. We had a red-eye flight. So we left Hawaii on Saturday afternoon. We had a 2:30 flight out of Kauai, so Lihue. I'm so glad I finally know how to say that because I was calling it like Lihu and I didn't know how to say it. Once I got there, I learned that it's Lihue. So we left Lihue at 2:30. And we had a layover in San Francisco coming back home. And the flight out of San Francisco was at 10:30 San Francisco time. So we had lost a couple of hours due to the time change from Lihue. So then from San Francisco, it was a red eye, so 10:30 flight p.m. Out of San Francisco. And we landed in Newark, New Jersey. We were supposed to get in at 7 a.m. We landed early, around 6:30. So we'd gotten off the plane, got our luggage, got to our car out in the parking lot by 7 a.m., which was awesome. So we drove home. We're about an hour from the airport. We were home by about 8 o'clock. My sister had been watching Sammy for us, and so she already had dropped him off. I had let her know. She gets up early. She's got little kids, and so I think 8 o'clock is even sleeping in for her. But so I had let her know that we had landed. We were on our way home. She had already dropped Sammy off at the house for us when we got home. And so he was super excited to see us. And we got to love on him for maybe 5 minutes before he ran and got the ball. So it's like, oh, you're home. Yay. Let me love on you. Oh, time to play. Let's go. So we did that for a little while, and then we took a nice long nap because although we had been able to sleep a little bit on the plane, we probably had gotten a couple hours of sleep at best, and so we were a little jet lagged, but got home, took a nice long nap, and then we were able to spend a little more time with Sammy, and then we met some of our friends for a little holiday gathering dinner. I have such a great group of friends. Absolutely love them. We've started kind of moving away from each other a little bit, like physically. So I was the first of our group to move away from Bordentown, New Jersey, which is where I had met all of them. And we were all in the same neighborhood. We raised all of our kids together, but I was the first to move away after my divorce. And then my really sweet friend Joanne, she has now retired from her day job. I'm so envious, but so happy for her. And she spends a lot of her time in Florida now. They sold their house, and they have a place in Pennsylvania, which is maybe half an hour from where I live. And but she has a place in Florida, and she and her husband spend most of their time in Florida. Their son is in college and getting ready to graduate, and so yeah. And then some of our other friends are still in the old neighborhood, but yeah, we try to get together at least once every few months and see each other and reconnect, and you can't beat really great friends. So it was wonderful to spend some time with them. It was our little holiday get together. We all met up at a restaurant that was kind of, I don't know if it was centrally located. I think it was a little further for our Bordentown friends, but it was kind of in between where Joanne and I live now. So not too far away. And that was nice. It was great to see them. But now looking forward to the holidays, and Elena will be coming home at the end of this week. Jordan will be coming home, I think on the 22nd, so middle of next week, I think. And just starting to look forward to the holidays and spending time with family. I'm going to take a little bit more time off from work because I've got some vacation days that I haven't used up. So just a lot to look forward to, a lot to be grateful for, a lot of nice things coming. So I'm trying to think what else I can tell you for this update. Oh, a lot of people have been asking about Crafted by Corie and that channel. So I've gotten some comments on the latest video that I posted over there. I did a collaboration with Jackie from Jackie Burns Creations. She is such a sweet friend. If you haven't checked out those videos, I hope that you'll do that. I'll make sure that I put links in the description box for the latest video on Crafted by Corie, which will also have the link for Jackie's video. But that did get posted on Crafted by Corie because for two reasons. I had agreed to do the collaboration with Jackie before everything happened with my channel. And then I also had a product placement. It's a really cool X-Tool engraver. It's like a laser cutter and engraver. And it's a really neat machine that had been sent to me with the understanding that I would post a video about it on Crafted by Corie. So that's why that was posted over there. I have not resolved the issue with YouTube just yet. I do qualify to reapply for monetization at the end of this week, on the 17th, so I'll see what happens. I had reached out to Team YouTube on Twitter, which was something that a couple of people had recommended to me. They have said that they've got their team looking into it. It's been over 3 weeks at this point, so they just keep asking me to be patient. I don't have any kind of an update. But just to be clear, my channel was never taken down. It didn't go away. I'm still able to post content on there. It's just that YouTube said, we're not going to pay you until you fix what's wrong. And I'm trying to figure out what's wrong so I can fix it. So they had just said it was misleading metadata, but I can't figure out what's misleading. Something about too many keywords, but I can't find anything to indicate how to use keywords or how many is too many and what I'm allowed to do versus what I'm not allowed to do. So still working through all of that, but yeah, just to be clear, I am able to post over there. It's just not monetized right now. And so being that I'm really trying to work towards doing this full time at some point eventually, that it's rough when the money aspect of it gets taken away. A lot of people on YouTube, it's a labor of love, even when you do start getting paid, because you tend to put a lot more into it than what you get out of it from a monetary perspective. But I was starting to build, and I was starting to get to a point where I was thinking I might actually be able to do it, not immediately, but maybe in a year or two as I continued to build the channel. So when you get hit with something like that, it really causes you to take a pause and reassess and wonder. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and I know that. It's just hard when you build something and you start setting goals for yourself. And I literally, the night before all of this happened, had been laying out all of my goals for the next year. I kid you not, it was literally the night before. I was projecting and laying out all my goals and looking at past data, and then to get hit with that, it was kind of like, okay, well, was this a sign? And if so, what was a sign for, right? I did decide to start this new channel because of what happened. First of all, I needed to try to make up some of the income loss if I could, because I have become reliant on that extra income. As I shared with you guys, I use it to pay for Elena's college. I've been making some updates to my crafting room that I've been telling you all about, which the money was going to be paying for that. So I'm kind of having to, to rejigger some things. So no update on that yet. I will let you know. I do plan to reapply on Friday when I'm eligible to reapply for the monetization on that channel. And I'm hoping for the best. I've been going through all of my description boxes with a fine-tooth comb, trying to figure out what might have caused the issue, reviewing all of my titles. So I'm going to be making sure that things are getting tweaked. I'll be spending these 2 days that I have off, not just doing the video work that I had mentioned, but going back through all of that just to see if, hopefully I can find whatever it is, and I'm going to hope for the best. So we will see how that goes. I'm trying to figure out how to make a contribution to Morgan's Light, which was the organization that I highlighted when I did my video with Teresa B. DIY. She has a series called Crafting for a Cause, and I had been a co-host right before all of this happened. And my revenue, and again, just to be clear, I will never ask anyone for money, because I did have a few people comment that maybe it was because I did this fundraiser. First of all, YouTube allows you to do fundraisers. They actually have a fundraising button that you can use, which would invite people to donate. I did not use that because I wasn't comfortable with asking you all to contribute. I will never ask you for money. Sometime in the future, I may decide to use that fundraising button, which would allow you to donate to whatever it is that I'm doing. I did not do that in that particular video. All I did was let you know that the money that I earned, that YouTube pays me for that video, which obviously is not happening now because they demonetized me, but I was going to take that money that they paid me and I was going to donate that to the organization. So just to be clear, I will never, ever ask you for money. I know that sometimes on channels, recently we've been seeing hackers go in and try to impersonate people on their videos, and they are trying to send people away to other video links or whatever else, or asking for money, whatever. I will never, ever ask you for money. If you ever see something that looks suspicious or looks like me, in one of my responses to you asking you for anything, please know that that is a scam and it is not me, and I will never, ever do that. So just thought I would put that out there while on the subject. But no, so I didn't ask anybody for money. I wouldn't do that. I was going to be donating my income, basically. Any income that was generated from that video, I was going to donate it. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to contribute to Morgan's Light, because I want them to receive something for that. And thank you so much to those of you who did go to Morgan's Light and did make a donation after you saw my video and heard about what had happened. It's an amazing organization. They bring awareness around dating violence. It happens more than you realize. It happens a lot more than I ever realized. Morgan was a young woman I actually had met on a couple of different occasions. I didn't know her well, but my friend Joanne, whom I spoke with, she considered Morgan a niece. That's how close she was, or is, with Morgan's mom, and how close she was to Morgan. She was 18 years old. She had just graduated from high school. She was getting ready to go to college. She wanted to be a dentist. And she had started doing Arbonne to help pay for school. Arbonne, they do natural cosmetics and health, like skincare and things like that. And I had just participated in one of her virtual Arbonne parties, maybe a month before she was killed by an ex-boyfriend. So, um, just tragic. And so I really did want to be able to contribute to the organization, and I will. I just won't be able to do it the way that I had intended, which was with the revenue from that video, because the video just isn't generating any revenue unless YouTube comes back to me and says, hey, yeah, it was a mistake. I'm hopeful that if it was in fact a mistake, that they will retroactively provide me with the revenue that was earned. We will see. I will be updating y'all later on what happens with that. I'm also going to make sure that I can share whatever I can share with anybody else who might be going through the same thing, so that if I do find out what happened, what was wrong, I can say, hey, this is what I did wrong, and this is how I fixed it. Things to watch out for, because I think we all want to be compliant. We all want to make sure that we're doing things the right way. Maybe I'm Pollyanna in saying that. I don't know. I know for me personally, I want to be compliant. I want to be within the rules. So if there actually is something that I did wrong, I want to understand what that is, so that I can make sure that I don't do it again, and that I can fix everything that's out there. But if it was a mistake, some kind of quirk with the algorithm, I'm hoping that they'll let me know that, and that everything will be retroactive. Maybe I'm thinking too positive, but we'll see what happens. But I will update you all. Thank you so much for all of the support. I really appreciate it. And sorry about that. My phone decided it was out of memory and stopped recording in the middle of what I was saying. So I had to free up some space, and now I'm back. But as I was saying, thank you so much for the support. It means, I can't even put into words what it means to me. With this new channel, you guys helped me get monetized within 10 days. And with my first channel, it had taken me months to get to that point. I am sincerely grateful, absolutely so thankful and grateful and blessed, absolutely. So thank you all again for that, for being there, for helping me build this new channel. Regardless of what happens with the monetization, well, I'm hoping that I'll get remonetized on Crafted by Corie. Assuming that happens and we have no more issues, I am going to be maintaining both channels. I am choosing to take the sign that I needed to expand. So I was putting out to the universe that I wanted to be doing this eventually full time, that when I retire from my day job, I'll be able to do this, and it'll be my next chapter. That was what I was putting out there. And the universe came back and said, hey, Corie, if you want to be doing that full time, you better not have all your eggs in one basket. Start spreading yourself out a little bit, expand, go a little bit wider. That's what I am choosing to take from this experience. So on Crafted by Corie, I will continue to do DIYs on a budget, and that will probably be my main focus, will be on all of the DIYs. If I do other sponsorships with Cricut, for example, those will be on Crafted by Corie, where I'm, teaching you how to use the machine, things like that. A lot of you have expressed interest in the hand lettering tutorial. I'm thinking that'll be on Crafted by Corie. I haven't decided just yet, but with the come on over, it'll be my vlogs. It'll be more behind the scenes. If I go more in depth on something, for example, that X-Tool laser machine that I talked about, I did the demo on Crafted by Corie as per the agreement with the organization MakeBlock that sent it to me. But I'm doing another video with the machine where I actually show you how I put it together. So It'll be real, guys, and it's one of those things, if I can do it, if I can figure it out, you can do it too, right? So I'll have more behind the scenes things on my Come On Over channel. Shopping hauls, I will likely put on Come On Over. I do plan on taking you shopping with me here and there to share, again, more of the behind the scenes. And what am I thinking about when I'm picking things up, and why am I picking up certain project or certain things? Do I have a project in mind? Do I just think it's cute and I want it for whatever reason, and I'll figure it out later? But that's how I am thinking about the two channels right now. So Crafted by Corie will be strictly crafting related, and then Come On Over will be more of an insight into what goes on behind the scenes and my life, and me sharing updates with you and things like that. I hope that makes sense. If there are other things you would like to see, please let me know. I did mention to you all a while back that I'm looking for you guys to challenge me. And Kim, my sister, came up with a name for it. We're going to call it Craft It, Corie. So you guys tell me what to craft, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I haven't decided if that will be on this channel or on my other channel. Thank you to those of you who did go ahead and challenge me with some things. I haven't had a chance to actually work on those yet. I have not forgotten. I am planning on doing that. I just have to get around to it. So it's on my list, I promise. So thank you if you have sent me a challenge. I know one sweet subscriber asked me, for example, if I could make the chair covers from the Dollar Tree that look like Santa Claus hats, if I could make them better. I haven't found them at the Dollar Tree yet. So that's one thing that's on the list. Someone else has asked if I could do a 3D paper crafting something. That is definitely going to be a challenge because I've never done something like that. So those are a couple of the examples that I have on my list. I promise I will get to it. I just don't know how soon because I've got so much happening right now. But be on the lookout for Craft It, Corie. And if you have interest in challenging me to craft something, do send me an email at craftedbycorie@gmail.com and put the subject line as Craft It, Corie. So like you're telling me to craft something, right? And that'll help me identify it in my inbox. Do feel free to keep sending me your projects if you want a shout out, because I am going to continue to do shout outs on Crafted by Corie. So if you want to share your project with me, I love seeing everything you all create, especially if it's something that was inspired by something I've done on my channel. It's funny, sometimes people hesitate and they're like, I hope you don't mind that I made what you made. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to make what I've made. So it really warms my heart when I see that you've created something that I've done on my channel. Love to see those. I love to see whatever you create, right? But those especially make my heart happy because I'm like, wow, they really liked what I did, and they went ahead and took the effort or made the effort to create it. And then for you to share that with me, it just is, it just feels really good. You guys give me a gift every single time you do that. So thank you for that. But I think I'm going to end it there. I know this has been a little bit longer, and thank you so much for watching if you're still here. I truly, truly value every single one of you. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope that you'll do that and go ahead and leave me a comment. And until the next time, be well, be kind, make it a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Take good care. Bye.